What's up, friends? This is Jazz bringing you another Better for Worse log number 49. And I got two strips for you guys, and the first strip is from, I think it is January 23rd, 1983. Better get out of the house if you know what's good for you, Dad. Mom's ironing. Look at this heap of ironing, and almost everything here is yours. Don't get yourself in a snit. I'll iron my own stuff. La-ti-ta-ti-ta. A perfect job. That was even enjoyable. I don't understand why you hate ironing so much, Ellie. It's so wonderfully mindless. Now, I've never did ironing, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know, everyone's different. Like, I guess Ellie's always talked about hating ironing, and John, doesn't hate it so much. I mean, I'm trying to think how it can be so wonderfully mindless. Like, is it that you have to do it correctly? Because, I mean, I will kind of admit, though, if you're just going over them like that, of course it would seem so wonderfully mindless. But is there something about it that Ellie hates? I've never tried to do it. Maybe it's getting everything set up or something. Right? Like, I don't know. I've never done it, so I cannot judge either way. But I'm trying to think, has there been things that I've done that was so wonderfully mindless that others might hate? Nope. I can't really think of anything, right, that I necessarily found wonderfully mindless, but someone else might find extremely unenjoyable. So I can't really relate in this situation. But yeah, although I love the ending panel where it looks like Ellie's throwing the measured cup of water at him. Again, Lynn said that this was kind of just a figure of how she was feeling, right? How the character is feeling. But really, you physically see the measuring cup. I would love to see. I would have loved to see an additional panel and see what John looked like after that incident. Like, then again, he appeared in the next strip, so he isn't dead, obviously. But okay, I know, again, it's supposed to be a figure of, feeling, or figure, but it just, it looked like it was just about at the back of his head. What do you think what he would have looked like afterwards? That I just would really love to know. Let's get on to the final strip. The final strip is from March 16th, 2007. And guys, this strip is about to introduce, I don't know, I may have seen a strip with her before, but one of my favorite characters, Shannon. Now, she has a disability. Now, it wasn't really clearly stated what, but she was in the special needs class. She's like, April, when people call me, I'm not going to say the word on camera, you see it. That's one word I hate. That's one thing I didn't really like, but she's trying to be, I think Lynn is trying to use it in a way, because that's what people call them. Does that mean that I'm stupid? She's like, no, not at all. Have you ever checked out the signs at the airport when an airplane is going to be late, arriving, the sign says in French, I'll say N means it's on its way, but it's not there yet. So what they're saying is, I'm on my way, but I'm not there yet. Exactly. No, it's funny. What? The problem, the people who call you will probably never get there at all. Now, I know you heard me go, as I said again, I know you heard me skip a word, but I just don't like using the word. The thing is, this is what Lynn wrote, and I'm not going to censor it, in a way, unless it was a real bad curse word. I know some people are going to take offense to me showing this, and I do not like the R word either, but that's just the way it was written, right? And they're trying to do it, and they're doing this subject in a sensitive matter. Like, they're not condoning it. Like, as April said, the ones who call them that will probably not get there at all. is entirely true. Now, this strip here particular does hit me in some ways. Like, I have a lot of friends who people might call, but really, many of them are gifted in their own ways, and might show some talent that some people in their lifetime will not show. Their people may not show. So it just goes to show, if you call someone that word, then you're the one who's stupid. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. I know I'm offending some people, but if you don't have the right logic to not, keep yourself quiet like that, I mean, then, and if you think you're better than everyone else, then that's just low. And I do like the message here, though. As much as I don't like seeing that word, I like the message, so I'm able to forgive that case. What I really hate, I don't like using the word at all myself. That's why I censored my talking, right? But, what I really hate is when people say, oh, that's just, using it as an insult. If someone were to say it in a way of being educational, right? If that term was used a long time ago, for example, if they were saying it as a history type of teaching, oh, well, people were called whatever. If it's in an educational matter, as bad as it is, I would accept it okay. Right? Or if they were using it saying this thing moves, or whatever, like how they explained it, it's not nice, but yeah, okay. I know the R word does mean slow, is in some matters of the word. But I just don't like it because, as I said, I have an uncle, or had an uncle, he passed. I'm trying to think how many years ago. 9 or 8 years ago. And he had Down syndrome. Some people say he didn't, and he was just, the R word. A lot of people called him that, but I think he did have Down syndrome. And some people told me he did, so I don't know. He had the facial features of, everyone's different, right? Don't get me wrong. But but he was the sweetest person you could have met. Yes, I feel sometimes he could hold a grudge. Like, as I mentioned, when I was a child, like 3 or 4 years old, I flinched when he tried to hug me. And I was so young, I did not understand anything. Right? And I was stupid. And I was really stupid then. But I was a toddler, too. And he was a stranger to me at the time. I was used to mom and dad. It wasn't him being different. But he remembered that till the day he died. And I was 20 years old. 21 years old. So he didn't completely hate me. He didn't stay hating me. But he just, I don't know. It was impressionable to him. But he was the friendliest person, though. If you were really good to him, like, for example, even though my mother wasn't there a lot, he remembered my mother. Which he was my brother's, or he was my father's brother. Like, my mother was in, right? And, like, mom was never, the time she couldn't make it down, like, she was in a wheelchair after a while. The day she could make it down, she was good. She didn't flinch away from him. She was really good to him. And so he remembered that. So the thing is, strange enough, everyone can remember things. Like, so they're not, like, as dumb as you would consider. Like, he knew that when I was a child, he may not have understood that it wasn't intentional, but he understood something was off when I flinched from him. That it was a negative thing. And he held that. But I said, he could be the sweetest person, if you hadn't been mean, or intentionally or not. He could be the friendliest person. He loved music. Like, so my point being is, there's a lot more to those with special needs than just, oh, well, they're slow. If people would call them, they're slow. Like, as it mentioned in this strip, they're on their way, they just haven't made it yet, right? It's not like they're never going to get there at all. Right? I know some people argue that some don't. But you know what? If anyone could go further than they had the day before, then that's great. even if they don't quite make it 100% across the finish line, if they made it 2 steps forward, it's great. So they've accomplished something, right? That's just kind of the way I see it, right? Like, I'm friends with a lot of the ones that I work. When I say I work with, I don't mean like as a staff. Those that I've met, other clients like myself, some aren't verbal, but they're great people. And I feel close to all of them, right? And I'm not afraid or ashamed to say it. So anyway, guys, I know I went on a little bit long for this, and I apologize. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe. It would help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I will see you guys in my next video.